Wow, you really weren't kidding about this whole deep dive into affiliate marketing, were you? You've got articles, guides, even your own notes here. That's a mountain of research.
Well, you know, it's something I've been meaning to look into.
It seems like you're pretty serious about it.
Yeah, and what's really interesting is that you've clearly identified the real potential in this model. It's not just about the whole earning money online thing. It's about connecting people with the products and services they need, to solve their problems.
Yeah, that's a really good point. It's easy to just think about, passive income. But yeah, at its core, at its heart, good affiliate marketing is about providing real value to people.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And one of the things that really jumps out from your research is just the sheer variety of approaches. Did you realize that some programs pay over 50% commission? And that YouTube is becoming a powerhouse platform for this. It
You're
wasn't always that way.
50%. Wow. Yeah, no kidding. That definitely caught my attention too. I'm used to seeing way smaller numbers. So let's break this down a little bit. How does affiliate marketing actually work, in practice? What do you do?
Well, the basic process is pretty simple. You
Oh.
join a program. I see you've got some big names in your notes. Amazon Associates, ClickBank. And once you're in the ply, you get a unique tracking link. You promote that link through whatever channels you've chosen. Maybe it's a blog, maybe it's social media, maybe even email or paid ads. And when someone buys something through your link, you get paid a commission.
Okay. So far, so good. But you mentioned that these commission rates can vary wildly, from program to program. That's a big factor when you're choosing what you're going to promote, right?
Absolutely. And it really ties into the types of affiliate marketing that you've been researching. There's sort of three main approaches, right? Unattached, related, and involved.
Okay, I'm really curious about those three approaches. Let's just start with unattached. What does that look like?
Unattached. Think of it as the most hands-off. You're promoting products, but you don't have any personal connection to them. You see this a lot with paid ads, where the goal is simply driving traffic to an offer, not necessarily building long-term trust.
So it's more about volume than personal endorsement.
Okay, what about related affiliate marketing?
That's where you're promoting products that are relevant to your niche, but you haven't necessarily tried them yourself. Like, for example, a travel blogger who recommends a specific luggage brand.
Okay, so there's some alignment there, but not like deep personal experience.
Right.
So tell me about involved affiliate marketing then. Why is that one considered the most effective?
Because authenticity is key.
Yeah.
With involved affiliate marketing, you're actually using, reviewing, and recommending products you love. It just builds trust with your audience because they know that you're not just pushing any random product to get a quick commission. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. People are much more likely to trust a recommendation from someone who is being genuine. So let's say you're all in. You like this idea of involved affiliate marketing. How do you even choose what to focus on? Your research mentions something called a niche, right?
Yeah. Choosing your niche is crucial, and your research actually highlights three key things that you need to consider. First, your passion and interest, right? If you don't like it, you're not going to stick with it. You're not going to keep doing it. It'll feel like a chore, not like a business you're building.
Right. You
Yeah.
want to spend your time promoting something that you find interesting, right?
Exactly. So the second factor is profitability and demand. Passion's great, but you need to make sure there's a market for whatever you're promoting. People are looking for solutions in this area,
Mm.
and there are actually tools like Google Trends to help you gauge this interest.
Right. So it's not just about following your heart. You have to make sure there's people out there that want it, right? That want what you're going to give them.
Exactly. The third thing you have to consider is competition. Some niches are just packed, right? You've got so many people in there that it's really hard to stand out, especially if you're just starting out. It's almost like you've got a great analogy in your research. It's like trying to set up a lemonade stand in the middle of a farmer's market.
Yeah.
You just get lost in the crowd.
Right. Yeah. So you really need to find that sweet spot between your own passion, profitability, and a manageable level of competition, right?
Exactly.
But your research also mentions some specific niches that just consistently do well. What are those?
The evergreen ones, right? Health and wellness, personal finance, technology, lifestyle, online education. Those are all areas with high affiliate marketing potential.
Mhm.
But what I think is even more interesting is that we're seeing some really cool niche combinations emerging.
Okay, like what? Give me an example.
Well, one example is the intersection of eco-friendly living with almost any other niche. People are so interested in sustainability these days. Sustainable products, fashion, home goods, travel, you name it. Another interesting one is this fusion of gaming and fitness.
Gaming and fitness. Huh. I wouldn't have thought of that. That's an interesting combination.
It is. But if you think about the rise of VR fitness games and esports, there's a whole new audience looking for ways to, stay active while they're engaging with their favorite digital world.
Huh. I hadn't thought of that. So it's not just about sticking to the tried and true niches. There's always like room for innovation and maybe tapping into some emerging trends.
Yeah, for sure. And once you've got your niche, the next step is to pick the right affiliate programs, right?
Yeah.
You've done some great research on this. Not all programs are created equal.
Okay, so we're moving from the big picture niche down to the specific programs. So what should we be looking for?
Well, your research actually highlights a few key factors. Commission rates, first and foremost. But, of course, you want to make sure that you're earning a fair return on your efforts. And I see in your notes that some of these programs offer up to 50% commission, which is pretty impressive.
Yeah, I know. I'm still kind of blown away by that. Are those typically for like physical products or more digital offerings?
You're more likely to see those higher percentages with digital products, like online courses, ebooks, software, and subscription services. And it makes sense when you think about it. The overhead's much lower, so companies can afford to share a bigger chunk of the revenue, right?
Right, right. Okay. What else should we think about when we're looking at these affiliate programs?
Cookie duration.
Cookie duration. Yeah, I'm actually not quite clear on what that is.
So cookie duration determines how long a referral stays active after someone clicks your link. A longer cookie duration means that even if someone doesn't buy right away, immediately, you still get credit if they come back later and make a purchase, like, a couple of weeks down the road.
Well, that makes a lot of sense. So a longer cookie duration just gives you more chances to earn a commission from a single click.
Exactly. And that's especially important if you're promoting products that have like a longer buying cycle. For example, people probably aren't going to buy like a mattress or a fancy new computer on their first visit.
Right, right. So you want to make sure those affiliate links have staying power.
Exactly.
What other things should we keep in mind?
Well, reliable tracking. You need to know that the program is tracking accurately. Right?
Yeah.
The last thing you want to do is be chasing down like missing commissions. And of course, the program's reputation matters. Do they pay on time? Do they have decent support? If you need help with something, these are all things that you want to consider.
Okay, so it's not just about the numbers. You want to make sure that the programs are reliable, that they're trustworthy, right? Now, you mentioned earlier some big names like Amazon Associates and ClickBank. Are there other affiliate networks that are like good for different kinds of products or niches?
Oh, yeah, for sure. You've got some great notes on this, actually. For physical products, you can't really beat Amazon Associates. They've got everything.
Yeah.
Their brand recognition is unmatched.
Yeah. I mean, they're basically like the kings of online shopping, right? What if I'm looking for more diverse brands, different kinds of offers?
ShareSale. It's a fantastic network. They have a ton of merchants across a bunch of different categories.
Okay, so Amazon for like the big name, physical goods, ShareSale for a more diverse selection. What about if I'm, aiming for those high ticket offers? Where do I go for that?
You've actually got CJ Affiliate in your notes, and they are like a leader in that space. They connect affiliates with premium brands, higher priced products.
Ooh, fancy. So CJ Affiliate, if you're like, you want those luxury commissions, what about, digital products, online courses, that kind of thing? Where's the best place to find those?
ClickBank. They've been around forever. They've got a huge marketplace, tons of offerings. So you'll definitely find something that's relevant to whatever niche you've chosen.
Okay, so we've got physical products, diverse brands, high-ticket offers, digital products. We're covering all the bases here. Is there a specific network that's good for, like, luxury brands, like aspirational brands?
You've got Rakuten Marketing in your notes, and they're known for, luxury and high-end brands.
Okay, so Rakuten for the, the really, the premium, really nice products. I'm realizing that we've covered a lot of ground here, but we're still kind of in the early stages, right, of building an affiliate marketing business. What's the next step?
Well, after you've chosen your niche and picked your affiliate programs, it's time to build your online home. You need a website.
Okay, so it's like you're setting up your shop, right? In the digital world, you need your own storefront. But how do you even start? That part always, intimidates me a little bit.
I get it. It can feel daunting. But honestly, it's a lot easier than you might think, especially with platforms like WordPress, which I see you have in your notes.
Okay, WordPress. I've heard of it, but tell me, why is it so popular?
Well, it's a content management system, or a CMS, that powers a huge percentage of websites on the internet. And it's user-friendly, even for people who are just starting out. Plus, it's incredibly versatile. You can
Yeah.
use it to create, simple blogs or even like complicated e-commerce websites.
Wow, that's pretty impressive. I'm guessing there's more to it than just like setting up the basic website, right? What about all that stuff that happens behind the scenes, the stuff that makes a website, functional and engaging?
Yeah, you're right. And your research actually points to a few plugins that can help you optimize your website, set yourself up for success.
Plugins. Tell me more about that.
Think of them as like add-ons, right? They just extend the functionality of your website. You've got a few must-haves in your notes here. For example, there's SEO plugins that can help you optimize your content so that it ranks higher in search results. There's caching plugins that can speed up your website, make sure it loads quickly, which is really important for user experience in SEO.
Okay. So these are like little helpers, right, that make your website run better, rank higher, that kind of thing. What other kinds of plugins are out there that we should know about?
You've got one called Thirsty Affiliates highlighted, and it's great for affiliate link cloaking.
Link cloaking, what is that?
So it's a way to make your affiliate links look like more professional and more user-friendly. Instead of having that long, messy URL that screams affiliate link, you can create like a shorter branded link that's just, prettier.
Oh, so it's like, putting a nice cover on a book, right? It makes people more likely to pick it up and read it.
Exactly. Now, one more thing before we move on to the actual content, hosting.
Oh, yeah, hosting. I've seen that term in my research, but I'm not quite sure what it means or why it's so important.
It's basically like renting space on a server to store your website's files and make sure it's accessible online. Think of it as the physical location of your digital shop.
Okay, so it's like you're like renting a storefront for your website. Got it. But with so many hosting providers out there, how do you know which one's the best?
Reliability and performance are key. You want to make sure that your hosting provider has fast loading speeds, high uptime and good customer support. You've got a few like reputable companies highlighted in your research and USearch: Bluehost, SiteGround, and Kinsta.
Okay, so those are good starting points. So let's say we've got our domain name, we've got our hosting, we're using WordPress, we've got our plugins, all ready to go. What kind of content do we actually put on this website?
Well, there are a few like must-have pages that every good affiliate website should have. First and foremost, your homepage. It's your chance to make a really strong first impression and, just communicate clearly what your website is about.
Okay, so the homepage is like our digital welcome mat. What else?
An about page is essential. It's where you build that trust and credibility by like sharing your story and explaining why you're passionate about your niche. People connect with people. They don't just connect with, faceless websites.
Right, you're putting a face to the brand, right? You're letting people get to know you.
Exactly. You've also got an affiliate disclosure highlighted, which is important legally. It lets your audience know that you use affiliate links and that you may earn a commission if they buy something. Transparency is key here.
Okay, so full disclosure is really important. Anything else?
Privacy policy in terms of use pages are always good to have, just to cover yourself legally and make sure you're complying with all the rules.
Okay, so the legal fine print. Important, but not necessarily the most exciting part. Now, I know building a website can be like a lot, especially for someone who's like totally new to this whole thing. What if you just like feel overwhelmed and you just want like an expert to help you?
Well, you've actually got a really cool resource in your research. It's called West Virginia Media Lab. And they are actually based right here in West Virginia, specifically in the Eastern Panhandle. They help small businesses, build a good, strong online presence.
Okay, so they can help with web design, creating the content, even just like the overall branding.
Exactly. And, it can take a lot of that burden off your shoulders so you can focus on, creating great content and building the business itself.
That's an awesome resource, especially if you don't have the like technical skills or maybe even just the time to build a website yourself. Now, let's say we've got this website. It's up and running. It looks great. The content's great. What's next? How do we actually get people to visit our site?
Traffic generation.
Okay, so traffic is like the lifeblood, right, of
Yeah.
any online business. You've got to get people to your site.
Yeah, exactly. Without visitors, you won't have anyone clicking on your links or buying things. It's like building a store in the middle of nowhere. Nobody's going to find it.
Exactly. So how do you generate this traffic?
Well, luckily, you have done a ton of research on traffic generation, and we can break it down a little bit here. So let's start with SEO, or search engine optimization.
Okay, SEO. I've definitely heard of that, but remind me what it is and why it's so important.
SEO is all about optimizing your website so it ranks higher in search results.
Mm.
So when people search for, information on Google or Bing, other search engines, your site shows up.
Okay, so it's about getting your website to show up, ideally at the top, right, of those search results when people are looking for what you have to offer.
Exactly.
But isn't SEO, like, really complicated?
It can be, but it doesn't have to be overwhelming. The key is to break it down into manageable steps
Yeah.
and focus on like the things that are really going to make an impact, right?
Yeah.
And your research has actually done a really good job outlining the two main categories: on-page SEO and off-page SEO.
Okay, so on-page and off-page SEO. Let's start with on-page. What does that involve?
On-page SEO is basically about optimizing the content and the structure of your website itself. It's like laying a strong foundation for your, visibility online.
Okay, so we're making sure that our website is set up in a way that search engines can easily understand, right?
Exactly. And you've got some really good notes on some of the key elements of on-page SEO. For example, keyword research is really important.
Keywords, those are the words and phrases that people type into search engines, right?
Yeah. And you need to figure out what keywords people are using to search for things that are related to your niche. Tools like Ahrefs and SEMrush can be really helpful for that. I see you have them in your notes.
Okay, so we find the right keywords. Then what?
You incorporate them into your website's content strategically. For example, let's say your niche is vegan meal prep, right? You'd use keywords like vegan meal prep recipes, easy vegan meal prep ideas, vegan meal prep for beginners, and you would weave them naturally throughout your website.
So it's like speaking Google's language, right?
Exactly.
Okay, so keywords are important. What else do we need to think about for this on-page SEO?
You've got a note about optimizing page titles and meta descriptions. Those are super important because they're what people see when they see your website in the search results, right?
Mhm.
And it might influence whether they click on your site or someone else's.
So we need to make sure that our titles and descriptions are, informative, but also attention-grabbing, right?
Absolutely. You want to
Yeah.
accurately reflect what your page is about, but you also want to entice people to click through to your website.
Okay, so keywords, page titles, meta descriptions. Anything else?
Internal linking.
Internal linking, what was that again?
It's simply the practice of linking between pages within your own website. For example, let's say you're writing a blog post about, vegan protein sources. You might link to another page on your website that has vegan protein powder recipes.
Okay, so you're just like connecting related content on your own site, right? Why is that so important for SEO?
Well, it helps search engines, understand the structure of your site. And it also just makes it easier for people to navigate your site and find the information they're looking for, which can improve your overall engagement metrics.
Ah, so it's good for search engines and it's good for the user experience.
Exactly.
What about this thing called mobile friendliness? I keep seeing that everywhere.
Oh, that's super important. These days, people are browsing the internet on their smartphones more than ever. So having a website that's mobile friendly is absolutely essential. If your site is difficult to navigate on a phone, people are going to leave and they're going to go to a competitor site.
Okay, so make sure it looks good on a phone.
Exactly.
Anything else for on-page SEO?
Image optimization.
Oh yeah, I've seen that too.
Large image files can really slow down your website, which hurts, the user experience and SEO.
Okay, so make sure those images are like optimized and they load quickly.
Exactly. And don't forget about alt text.
Oh yeah, alt text. What is that?
Alt text is just a short description that you add to an image. And it's important because it makes your website more accessible for people who use screen readers.
Mm.
And it provides context to search engines, so it can actually help you rank higher for searches that are related to images.
So we're making our site like more inclusive and more search engine friendly.
Exactly.
I think I'm starting to get the hang of this on-page SEO thing. What about off-page SEO?
Off-page SEO is all about things that happen, outside of your website to build your site's authority and reputation.
Okay, so we're building credibility and trust like off of our site. How do you do that?
Well, backlink building is really important.
Remind me, backlinks are.
Backlinks are links from other websites that point to your site. Think of them as votes of confidence from other websites. The more high-quality backlinks you have, the more authoritative your website looks to search engines.
So backlinks are like digital endorsements.
Yeah.
Like how do you get people to link to your website?
Well, it's not as simple as just asking. You got to earn them, right?
Right.
You got to create great content that other websites want to share with their audience.
Right.
Content that people think is valuable, that they want to link to.
So create content so good that other people can't help but link to it.
Exactly.
Okay. What are some strategies?
Well, one is guest posting on other people's blogs
Mm.
in your niche, right? It's a great way to get your name out there and reach a new audience.
So guest posting, writing an article for someone else's blog.
Exactly. And usually you'll get a link back to your website in your author bio.
Hmm?
Another good strategy is to reach out to other website owners and bloggers,
Yeah.
maybe suggest a collaboration, right? Maybe you have a great infographic or you've written a really detailed guide that would be like a perfect fit for their audience.
Okay. So build those relationships and make sure you're offering something in return, right?
Yeah.
What about getting featured in like an online publication or, a media outlet? Is that a good strategy?
Oh, for sure. If you can get mentioned in a reputable publication, that's a huge win for your off-page SEO.
So it's about becoming like a recognized authority in your niche, right?
Yeah.
What about social media? Does that play a role?
Absolutely. Social media signals, likes, shares, comments, all those things can actually influence your search engine rankings. When people share your content on social media, it tells search engines that your content is valuable, it's engaging, and it's worth ranking higher.
Okay. So it's not just about building backlinks, it's also about making sure that your content is actually shareable, right? That people want to engage with it.
Exactly. We've spent a lot of time talking about SEO, which is, super powerful for driving organic traffic to your website. But it's not the only way. Your research also looks at paid traffic strategies, and those can deliver much faster results.
Okay, some paid traffic. I'm interested in that. What are the most popular platforms?
Well, Google Ads is like a major player.
Okay, Google Ads. What is
Yeah.
that exactly?
It's basically a platform where you bid on keywords that are related to your niche. And then when someone searches for those keywords on Google, your ad can appear at the top of those search results.
Yeah.
So above all the organic listings.
So you're essentially paying to skip the line.
Kind of, yeah.
Are there different types of Google Ads?
You bet. You've got search ads, which are just text ads that appear in those search results. And you've got display ads, which are more visual. They're image-based ads that appear on websites across Google's display network.
Okay, so you can kind of choose like what kind of ad you want to run based on your budget and your goals, right?
Yeah, exactly.
What about social media advertising?
Social media platforms like Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, and Pinterest all offer advertising options, and it can be a really great way to reach specific demographics and interests.
Oh, so many choices. How do you even choose which platform is right for you?
Well, it really depends on your target audience
Right.
and what you're promoting. For example, if you're in the beauty niche, Instagram might be a good fit. If you're promoting, visual products like home decor, you might want to consider Pinterest. And if you're trying to reach a younger audience, maybe try TikTok.
Okay, so you have to choose where your ideal customers are already hanging out.
Exactly.
Are there any other important things to keep in mind with paid traffic?
Yeah, it's really important to track everything. Don't just throw money at ads. You need to track your campaigns and see what's working and what's not.
Okay, so be strategic and look at the data. Makes sense. Now, we've talked about SEO, which is getting that organic traffic. We've talked about paid advertising, which is paying for it. Is there a middle ground, something that's not as slow as SEO, but not as expensive as paid ads?
You're talking about social media marketing, right?
Yeah. Social media marketing.
Yeah, and your research actually highlights this as an increasingly important part of affiliate marketing.
Okay, social media marketing. I can see how that would be effective. But how do you actually use it strategically to drive traffic to your website and then ultimately make sales?
The key is to be where your audience is. You don't have to be on every platform. You just have to be on the ones that make sense for what you're promoting. For example, YouTube is becoming super popular for affiliate marketers, especially those who are, comfortable creating videos.
Yeah. I've noticed that a lot of YouTubers will put their affiliate links in their videos. What makes videos so effective?
Well, people are way more likely to watch a product review or a tutorial than they are to read a long blog post, right? Video is just more engaging, it's more personal, and you can actually show the product in action.
Right. Okay. So video is pretty powerful. What other social media platforms are worth considering?
You've got Pinterest highlighted in your notes, and it's really good for visual products, DIY projects, recipes, anything that's visually appealing.
Okay, so Pinterest is all about beautiful images that you can share. What about Instagram?
Instagram's great for lifestyle brands, fashion, beauty, food, anything that's visually appealing and aspirational. It's a great way to build a personal brand and connect with your audience on that level.
So Instagram is all about the pretty side, the beautiful side. What about Twitter? Is Twitter still relevant?
Twitter's great for niches like tech, finance, news, where information's always changing. It's really fast-paced. And it's good for sharing, like, quick updates, insights, that kind of thing.
So Twitter's about like, staying up to date and having those quick conversations. Is there a platform that's like really good for reaching, a younger audience, like more trend driven?
You've got TikTok highlighted in your research, and it's definitely like the hot platform right now for reaching Gen Z and millennials.
Yeah, TikTok, those short videos. I can see how that would be effective for certain things.
It is. And what's really interesting is that TikTok is like moving beyond just entertainment now. It's actually becoming a place where people discover products
Yeah.
and even buy things.
Wow, social media is always changing.
It is. But that's also like what makes it so exciting, right? There's always new opportunities to connect with your audience and promote what you're doing.
So we've got SEO, paid traffic, social media marketing. These are all fantastic ways to get people to our website, right? But once we've got them there, how do we actually turn them into buyers? How do we convince them to click those links and buy something?
That's a great question. And it takes us to a crucial part of affiliate marketing: conversion optimization.
Okay, conversion optimization. Let's hear it. How do we get people to buy?
The first thing is just understand that conversion optimization is about persuasion, right? You're guiding your visitors towards taking a specific action. It could be clicking a link. It could be signing up for your email list. It could be making a purchase.
So we're trying to influence, their behavior when they get to our website.
Exactly. And there are a few proven strategies you can use to increase those conversions. For example, you've got something called call to action, or CTA, in your notes.
CTAs, yes. I've heard that term, but I don't really understand it.
So a call to action is any element on your website that encourages a specific action. It could be a button that says buy now, a link that says learn more, or even a sentence that says download your free guide.
So it's basically just telling people what to do and making it really easy for them to do it.
Exactly. And the actual wording you use is really important. You want to use strong verbs that create a sense of urgency or excitement.
So instead of, just saying click here, you might say something like grab your copy now.
Exactly. And placement is important too. Make sure those calls to action are really visible and easily accessible.
Okay. So don't bury those CTAs way down at the bottom of the page.
Exactly. Now, CTAs are only one part of this whole conversion optimization thing. Another important factor is building trust.
Okay, trust. We need to build trust. How do we do that online?
Your research talks about a few strategies here. One of the best ways to build trust is social proof.
Social proof? What is that again?
Social proof is this idea that people are more likely to do something if they see other people doing it. Think of it as
So we left off talking about content creation, right? And how important it is when you're trying to scale your affiliate marketing business. But it seems like, the more you grow, the more content you have to make. And that could get pretty overwhelming pretty fast.
Yeah. It's a common challenge for growing businesses. It's like you get stuck on this content treadmill. You're constantly creating just to keep up. But, there's a way to approach this strategically. Your research actually highlights a really interesting concept, the 80-20 rule applied to content.
Oh, yeah, the 80-20 rule. Remind me what that is again.
It's this idea that, roughly 80% of your results come from 20% of your efforts. So when we're talking about content, it means that a small percentage of your content is probably driving most of your traffic and your conversions.
So it's all about finding that high-performing stuff and then leveraging it. How do you figure out what that content is?
Analytics. Tools like Google Analytics can show you exactly which pages are getting the most views, which blog posts are generating the most leads, which videos are driving the most sales.
Okay, so we track everything and then we see what's working. Then what? What do we do with that information?
You double down on what's working. If you notice that your audience loves in-depth product reviews, or if they really respond well to how-to videos, use that data to inform your content strategy moving forward.
Okay, so it's like having a treasure map, right? Guiding you towards the content that people actually want. But I mean, it still seems like a lot of work to create all that content. What if you're running the business yourself? You're a solopreneur.
That's where outsourcing can be really helpful. And your research actually emphasizes this as a key scaling strategy. You don't have to do everything yourself.
Outsourcing. Yeah, that makes sense in theory, but it's a little scary too, right?
Yeah.
How do you find people you can actually trust to help you?
There are so many resources available now. There's platforms like Upwork and Fiverr that connect businesses with freelancers, writers, video editors, graphic designers, all kinds of creative people.
So you can find people who are experts in specific things, like if you need someone to write a blog post or create, social media graphics or edit your videos.
Exactly. And you don't have to spend a ton of money to get started. You can test the waters, start with a small project and then scale up as your budget allows.
Okay, that makes it a little less scary. So outsourcing can be a great way to free up your time so you can focus on, the bigger picture of your business.
Yeah.
We've talked a lot about the technical side of things, the logistics, but I'm really interested is like the content itself. What's the secret to creating content that actually converts, that gets people to buy?
That's a great question. And you actually have some really great insights on this in your research. One thing that really jumps out is the importance of understanding your audience's pain points.
Pain points. What does that mean?
It means their problems, their challenges, their frustrations. The most effective affiliate marketing content positions the product as a solution to a specific pain point.
Okay, so it's not just about listing the features and benefits of a product. It's about really connecting with the reader on an emotional level and showing them how this product is going to improve their life in some way.
Exactly. For example, let's say you're promoting a meal planning app, right? Instead of just saying, this app is great, it helps you plan your meals, you could focus on the pain points of your target audience. Maybe they're busy professionals who struggle to find time to cook healthy meals. Or maybe they're just tired of wasting food because they don't plan ahead.
Right. So you create content that speaks directly to those struggles. Stop wasting food and money. This meal planning app will save you time and stress.
Exactly. You're highlighting the problem and you're presenting the product as the solution.
That's way more compelling.
It is.
Are there other content strategies that are good for, boosting those conversions?
Your research mentions storytelling, which can be incredibly powerful for connecting with people and building trust.
Oh, storytelling. I love stories. How does that work with affiliate marketing?
Instead of just presenting dry facts and features, you're weaving a narrative around the product, right? You're making it relatable and memorable.
So it's like you're creating this little mini movie in the reader's mind, and the product is the hero.
You could say that. And you can use your own personal experiences to make those stories more authentic and more engaging.
Yeah, that's a great idea. It's way more relatable, and it builds trust.
Exactly. And don't forget social proof.
Oh, yeah, social proof. We talked about that as a way to build trust on your website, but how do you actually use it in your content?
You can sprinkle testimonials and reviews and case studies throughout your blog posts, your videos, your social media updates,
So it's all about showcasing those positive experiences that other people have had, and it kind of reinforces, your recommendations.
Exactly. And don't underestimate the power of visuals.
Visuals, pictures and videos?
Yep. Visuals are super engaging. They catch people's attention, and they can convey a lot of information quickly.
Okay, so don't just rely on text.
Right.
Are there any other content creation tips or strategies that stand out to you?
You've got emotional marketing highlighted in your notes. And it's all about connecting with your audience on an emotional level.
Emotional marketing, how do you do that?
Think about the emotions that your target audience is probably experiencing, right? Are they stressed, overwhelmed, frustrated? Create content that acknowledges those emotions and then offers the product as a way to alleviate them.
So you're tapping into people's feelings and showing them that you understand their struggle.
Exactly. For example, if you're promoting, a meditation app, you wouldn't just focus on the features. You'd create content that talks about the stress and anxiety that so many people are feeling these days, right?
Right. So you'd say something like, feeling stressed and overwhelmed, find calm and clarity with this meditation app. That's powerful.
It is. And it goes back to what we were talking about earlier. Understanding those pain points and presenting the product as the solution.
Okay. This is all fantastic advice. It's like content creation is an art form.
It really is. And like any art form, it takes practice. It takes experimentation to really get good at it. But don't let that scare you off. The key is to start creating, track what happens, and learn as you go.
That's encouraging. It seems like the more you learn about affiliate marketing, the more you realize that it's not just about the technical side of things. It's really about connecting with people,
That's it. Successful affiliate marketing is built on trust and authenticity. You need to be passionate about what you're promoting and create content that really connects with your audience. on that emotional level.
That makes sense. Okay, we've talked about content creation, but what about actually like incorporating those affiliate links into your content? How do you do that without like being too pushy?
That's a great question. It's something that a lot of affiliate marketers struggle with. You've got to strike that balance between promoting the product and providing value.
Okay. So find that sweet spot. How do you actually do that?
Context is key.
Hmm.
Make sure that those affiliate links are relevant to whatever you're talking about. Don't just throw in a random link that has nothing to do with the topic.
Right. It would just feel like inauthentic.
Exactly. You want to weave those links naturally into your content. So for example, if you're writing about the bus travel backpacks, you might include a section about, your favorite backpack and then include a link to it on Amazon.
Okay. So make it relevant, give context. What else?
Be transparent. Just let people know that you're using affiliate links and that you might earn a commission if they buy something. Most people are familiar with how this works, and they actually appreciate the honesty.
Okay. So don't try to like hide it.
Exactly. And just use really clear and concise language when you're describing the product.
So no jargon.
Right. Make it easy to understand.
This is all great advice. It seems like the key to affiliate marketing is to, be genuine and actually want to help people.
You got it. And, it's important to remember that affiliate marketing is a marathon, not a sprint, right? It takes time. It takes effort to build that trust, establish your authority, and create a business that's actually sustainable.
Okay. So patience and persistence.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Now, before we wrap up this part, I want to talk about building your email list. It's so important.
Oh, yeah. Email marketing. We talked about it briefly as a way to get traffic to your website. But, how does it help specifically with affiliate marketing?
Email marketing is one of the most powerful tools an affiliate marketer can have. It allows you to build a direct relationship with your audience.
So unlike social media, where you're kind of at the mercy of the algorithm, with email, you have total control.
Exactly. And you can segment your list. Right? You can divide it based on people's interests, their purchase history, or whatever makes sense for your business. And that allows you to send highly targeted emails that are more likely to resonate with those people.
So segmentation is important for getting the right message to the right people. How do you even get people to sign up for your list in the first place?
You need magnets.
Oh, yeah.
Those freebies.
Exactly. And your research has some great examples. Ebooks, checklists, cheat sheets, templates, quizzes, even free mini courses.
So many choices. It seems like the key is to just create something valuable that people actually want.
Exactly. And once you have people on your list, you need to nurture those relationships. You have to provide value on an ongoing basis.
So don't just send promotional emails all the time.
No. You want to share tips, answer questions, maybe offer exclusive discounts, and just make people feel like they're a part of something.
Okay, so it's about building that relationship, building that trust, and then, strategically promoting products that make sense. Exactly. Email marketing is all about providing value first. The sales will come later.
This has been really insightful. It seems like email marketing is a really important part of this whole thing. It's not just about, getting traffic. It's about building a loyal audience, people who actually trust your recommendations.
Exactly. And like everything in affiliate marketing, it's a learning process. Just keep testing things out, see what happens, and you'll figure out what works best for you.
That's great advice. We've covered so much in this deep dive. I'm feeling inspired to start putting all of this into practice. But before we jump into the next part, I need a minute to absorb everything. It's a lot.
I know, right? It's a lot of information. We've talked about everything from creating content to email marketing. Why don't we take a quick break, and when we come back, we can wrap this whole deep dive up, give you some final thoughts and maybe some actionable advice to, get you started.
That sounds great. I'm ready for the final push.
All right.
I'm ready. Let's do this. All this talk about affiliate marketing has me feeling super inspired.
That's what we like to hear.
But, I think for someone who's brand new to all of this, it can still feel pretty overwhelming, right?
Oh, yeah, for sure.
So where do you even begin?
Well, there's that note in your research that really stood out to me. It said, start before you're ready. It's easy to get caught up in, all the planning and preparation, but sometimes you just got to jump in and get your feet wet.
So, embrace the mess, right? Imperfect action is better than no action.
Exactly.
So what's, the most important first step?
Well, we talked about it a lot, but choosing that niche, that thing that really lights you up, that you're passionate about, because this is going to be your thing, right? Potentially for years to come. So it needs to be something you really enjoy.
Yeah, passion is key. All right, so we've got our niche. Now what?
You got to find some good affiliate programs that fit with that niche.
Okay.
Look for programs that have, a good track record, decent commission rates, reliable tracking, all that good stuff, and make sure they have a positive reputation.
Okay. So choose those programs that are actually worth your time and effort. What about building that website? Any advice for making that a little less, scary?
Keep it simple. Just get started.
Okay.
A basic WordPress website with a clean design that's easy to navigate. And of course, great content is really all you need. You don't need all the bells and whistles when you're just starting out.
Okay, so functionality over fancy design, especially in the beginning.
Yeah.
Got it. What about getting people to that website? Where do we focus our energy when it comes to traffic?
Start with just like 1 or 2 traffic generation methods that you can handle. And, think about your strengths. Are you a good storyteller? Maybe focus on YouTube videos. Are you like a social media whiz? Maybe build up your Instagram or TikTok.
So play to your strengths, choose the strategies that feel right for you.
Exactly.
What about when you hit those roadblocks? What about when you start to feel discouraged? How do you stay motivated and, how do you avoid burnout?
There's another quote in your research that I really like. It says, "The only way to do great work is to love what you do."
Yeah.
And if you're not passionate about your niche, if you don't enjoy what you're doing, you're going to burn out. It is just a matter of time.
So true. Passion is like the fuel that keeps us going when things get tough.
It is.
Any other advice for staying motivated on this journey?
Connect with other people who are doing the same thing.
Oh.
Find your people. Join like a Facebook group, go to an industry event or find a mentor who can, give you advice.
So true. Having a network of like-minded people can be so helpful. What about, advice for navigating those ups and downs,
Sure.
the highs and lows of being an entrepreneur?
Celebrate your wins, even the small ones. Did you make your first affiliate sale? That's huge. Did you hit a new traffic milestone on your website? Celebrate that.
Yes.
Recognizing those little wins can help you stay motivated and keep going.
I love that. The small wins add up over time. Any final words of wisdom for, the folks out there who are dreaming of building a successful affiliate marketing business?
I've got one more quote for you.
Okay, hit me.
It says, "The difference between ordinary and extraordinary is that little extra." Don't be afraid to go the extra mile,
Yeah.
push yourself a little bit and always keep learning.
So true. Strive for excellence. Never settle.
Exactly. And remember, you can do this. Believe in yourself. Stay focused on your goals and don't be afraid to ask for help when you need it. There are so many supportive people out there who are willing to help you along the way.
That's so good to hear. It reminds you that you're not alone in this.
Absolutely not. And one last thing, enjoy the ride. Affiliate marketing, it's not like a get-rich-quick thing. It's a process. But if you approach it with the right mindset, if you genuinely want to help people and you're willing to put in the work, it can be an incredible experience.
This has been so eye-opening. We've covered so much, and I really think our listener has a great foundation now to get started.
I agree. I've loved talking about all of this with you.
Yeah.
You're so curious.
And to our listener, thank you for sharing your research with us and letting us, be a part of your journey. Remember, affiliate marketing is a journey. It's not a destination. Embrace the challenges, celebrate the wins, and keep learning. We know you've got this.
And hey, maybe someday you'll be the one sharing your wisdom with others.
I love that. Well, that's it for this episode of The Deep Dive. We'll see you next time.
Thanks for listening to today's podcast. The West Virginia Media Lab is all about celebrating our state and its people, businesses, stories, news, and folklore. If you love West Virginia like we do, be sure to comment below, then subscribe, like, and hit the notification bell to stay connected. Until next time, stay wild, wonderful, West Virginia.